Well, you can see the immediate problem we have here. I have strong as an ox spray, so what can possibly go wrong? Welcome back to this project, which I'm calling the 206 WRX. Essentially, it's a Peugeot 206 mounted on the floor pan and engine bay of a 2003 Subaru Impreza. With a shortened prop, I can retain the four-wheel drive system. Now I'm finishing off the engine build. I have this hybrid turbo I'm going to use that came off a rally car. I'm just in the process of figuring out what size threads I need for the oil and water lines. You can just about see on the oil feed pipe, that's the end that bolts to the head. The hole to the pipe is a reasonable size. This is the end that bolts to the turbo. You can see it's much smaller. Different pipes have different restrictions to the oil feed. I think for this turbo I need about a 1mm restrictor. This should regulate the oil flow enough to have a nice steady flow. If I offer this up to the engine, it will give me a better idea of how long this pipe needs to be. You can see with the turbo in place, the water feed, which is that bottom port there, there's going to be minimal clearance to get down the back. So I have two choices. I can get a shorter line and hopefully feed it down through. Or if I get a longer line, I could actually loop it up and over. Either way, the clearance is going to be close between the turbo and the bell housing. The last couple of days I've been struggling to find the turbo oil and water lines, either in a pre-made form or someone that can make them up. I've moved on to another job in the engine bay. I need to plumb these two coolant lines into the radiator. Obviously the rad's in the boot now, so I need to tap into the top hose on the engine. This means I need to make a boss with a couple of barbed inlets so I can slide the pipes on. The overflow should work as standard. So I need to weld these two on now. One there and one in there. In order to get this piece in line, I need to put about a 30-degree kink in it. And by bringing this pipe out overall, it's massively improves the gap between the pipe and the pulley. To leave enough tube on this side so I can fit a hose clamp to it. So you get the idea. I think I've come up with a solution for the dump valve. I was going to get a pipe welded into this section here. However, this piece already came with the GC8 intercooler pipes, and I've managed to cut it in a way that it will work well. Simply use the sleeve I already have to join that end. I'm going to get this TIG welded together. Then I just need an adapter plate I can fit the valve to. Last night I got the piece fitted that I'm going to use as the adapter for the cooling system. I just need to join that end. I also got the mount for the turbo bolted back onto the engine, and I have the downpipe installed. Next I can look at hanging the rest of the exhaust system and see what I need to shorten. I definitely want to reduce the size of the exhaust tip. So the midsection is quite simple. I just need to shorten it by 80mm on the straightest part. So the hanger on the car and the exhaust are in line. So that's the first job I'll do.
I can now try it on the car.
Well, we can see the immediate problem we have here. Not ideal. I think I'm going to have to cut the back box off and then do it piece by piece so I can get the right clearance.
I think I have come up with the solution for the back box. I think I can mount it transversely, and this is the best option for ground clearance as it can go much higher up and tuck under the diffuser. It does mean I have to do a few tricky things to get the routing into the back box, but I can use a couple of 90-degree bends. Coming out of the muffler this end, I can have another 90 and have a smaller diameter muffler tip that will come out in between the outside of the diffuser. I'll get some more parts ordered up and then I can continue on the exhaust system. I am at a point now where I'm just going to be jumping from job to job because I'm waiting on parts to complete different aspects. For example, I want to get the complete exhaust system set up under the car. Then once I get the parts for the turbo lines, which I believe I have sourced correctly and will work, once the turbo is installed, I can start finishing off the engine, like the breather system. I need to get the intercooler pipes welded for the dump valve. Then I can get the turbo side of the intercooler pipes installed. Then the air filter, the front bumper and the front end can generally be assembled. The dashboard, I think I've made a decision on, which I'll get to in a minute. There are a few things I can do before I put the dashboard back in, which will make my life a lot easier. I'm reluctant to fit the seat rails, side mount seats until I'm happy with the rest of it, because it's just a lot easier to get in and out the car. I am making some final decisions on what coilovers I want to get for the car. Once I've got them, then I can start putting the suspension and brakes on the car. Even though that's a big list, it should all fly together fairly quickly. For the dashboard, I'm going to have a go at lining it in this fake suede. It could go just as wrong as the flock, to be quite honest. I have strong as an ox spray, so what can possibly go wrong? Ultimately, it depends how well it will stick. It looks really good with no creases, so we'll see once it's dry what to do about tucking the edges in or trimming it to size. I have no idea how long it takes to dry. I'll just give it a good amount of time and then we'll see how well it's stuck. I managed to get a genuine ECU cover. Next I need to extend the studs so the cover and the footrest can be fitted. Before I fit this new cover, I want to find a good way of protecting the ECU. As it is, it's quite vulnerable to moisture and damp. Just something to insulate it a bit better might be a big help. Making sure nothing's catching on anything and then running as neat as possible. I have some more rubber seal to go across the top of the roll cage. The stuff I put on before was more of a foam and it's already starting to wear out.
happy with the way the suede material has gone onto the dashboard. Now I need to finish it off by trimming around the outside of each piece, then tucking it on the inside with some more glue. Now I need to cut a load of relief lines to go in the corners and the curved areas so the material doesn't get stressed when it's folded over. I have now done the 3 pieces. I just need to cut the holes in the other 2 panels for the vents. Then I can look at getting it installed back in the car. As always, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, give it a thumbs up. If you have any comments on the dash, whether you think I should have tried flocking it again, or this is a better alternative, let me know. Hit the subscribe button and I'll see you very soon.